Hey guys, welcome to Motolap. I'm Tom, and today we are going to dive into one of the most important topics for every motorcycle enthusiast, whether you're a beginner, an intermediate rider, or a seasoned biker. And that is engine safety tips that not only protect your motorcycle engine, but also ensure it runs better, lasts longer, and gives you the best performance possible. So make sure you stay with me until the end because I am going to cover everything in detail, step by step, starting with the first tip, which is always check and maintain your engine oil regularly. And I cannot stress this enough because engine oil is literally the lifeblood of your motorcycle engine. It lubricates all the moving parts, reduces friction, prevents overheating, and protects against wear and tear. And many riders tend to ignore it or think it's okay to just top it up when the level is low. But that is a dangerous habit because old or dirty oil can clog the engine passages, decrease compression, and lead to severe engine damage over time. So make it a habit to check your oil level every week and before any long rides. And also follow your motorcycle manufacturer's recommendation for oil type and change intervals. For example, using synthetic oil in high performance bikes can help maintain better viscosity in extreme temperatures. And always make sure the oil filter is clean and replaced on time, because a clogged filter can prevent proper oil flow, causing unnecessary stress on the engine. And while we are on the topic of oil, another crucial point is to never mix different types or brands of oil unless your manual specifically allows it, because incompatible oils can reduce lubrication efficiency, cause sludge formation, and lead to premature engine wear. And speaking of wear, our second tip is regularly inspect and maintain the cooling system, because overheating is one of the leading causes of engine failure in motorcycles, and this applies to both air-cooled and liquid-cooled engines. For air-cooled engines, ensure the fins on the cylinder head are clean, free from dirt, debris, or mud that can block airflow. And for liquid-cooled engines, check the coolant level regularly. Look for leaks in hoses or radiators, and make sure the coolant is changed according to the service schedule, and always use the recommended type of coolant for your bike, because using the wrong coolant can cause corrosion or blockages. And one simple tip that many riders overlook is to never ride aggressively immediately after starting a cold engine, because it hasn't reached its optimal operating temperature. And putting high stress on a cold engine can warp the cylinder, damage piston rings, or even crack components over time. So always give your bike a minute or two to warm up before hitting high RPMs. And this leads us directly to our third tip, which is monitor and maintain the airfill filter, because the air filter is responsible for providing clean air to the engine for combustion. And a dirty or clogged air filter can reduce air intake, cause incomplete combustion, reduce fuel efficiency, increase exhaust emissions, and in the long term, strain the engine, causing overheating and internal damage. So inspect your air filter at least once a month. Clean it if it's reusable, or replace it if it's a paper type filter. And while inspecting the air filter, also check the entire intake system for leaks or cracks, because even a small air leak can cause a lean fuel mixture, which can overheat the engine and damage valves or pistons. And always make sure to use the air filter recommended by your motorcycle manufacturer, because aftermarket filters might increase airflow but could allow dust or particles to enter, which is worse than having slightly reduced performance. And once you have the oil, cooling, and air intake under control, the fourth tip is always use proper fuel and avoid fuel contamination, because the quality of the fuel you put into your motorcycle directly affects engine performance and longevity. Avoid cheap or unbranded fuels that may contain impurities or water, because these can clog injectors or carburetors, cause knocking, and increase engine wear. And always make sure your fuel tank is clean and free from rust, sediment, or debris. And if your motorcycle is going to sit unused for more than a couple of weeks, add a fuel stabilizer or empty the tank completely to prevent fuel from breaking down and causing varnish or gumming in the fuel system. And speaking of fuel, do not overfill your tank, because the excess fuel can spill, potentially damage paint or engine components. And in modern fuel injected bikes, it can even affect sensors. And always remember that running on low fuel frequently can suck up dirt from the bottom of the tank into your fuel pump. So keeping the tank at least a quarter full is a good habit. And finally, our fifth tip, which is pay attention to unusual engine noises, vibrations, or performance changes, because your engine often communicates problems before they become catastrophic. And if you notice knocking, pinging, unusual vibrations, smoke, overheating, or loss of power, do not ignore it. Investigate immediately. Check the spark plugs, compression, valves, and any other suspect components, because addressing minor issues early can save thousands in repairs and prevent complete engine failure. And while monitoring for issues, also make it a habit to follow the recommended maintenance schedule for things like valve clearance adjustments, chain tension, clutch operation, and electrical system checks. Because every part of the motorcycle engine and transmission system works in harmony, and neglecting one area can negatively impact the entire engine. And along with all these tips, always ride responsibly. Avoid over revving the engine. Do not carry loads beyond the motorcycle's capacity. And avoid harsh downshifts or sudden acceleration, because even minor reckless riding habits, if repeated over time, can wear out the engine components prematurely. And another small but critical advice is to store your motorcycle in a clean, dry place, preferably covered, because exposure to rain, dirt, and extreme temperatures can accelerate corrosion and wear, affecting engine performance. And when washing your motorcycle, avoid spraying water directly into sensitive areas like the air intake, exhaust, or electrical components, because water contamination can cause immediate or delayed engine issues. And to summarize, always check and maintain your engine oil, monitor and maintain your cooling system, inspect and maintain the air filter, use proper fuel and avoid contamination, and pay attention to unusual engine behavior while following regular maintenance schedules. Because these 5 tips together ensure your engine runs smoother, performs better, lasts longer, and keeps you safe on the road. And if you follow these practices consistently, you will not only extend the life of your motorcycle engine, but also enjoy better fuel efficiency, improved power delivery, and a more reliable riding experience. So start implementing these tips today. Take your time to learn about your bike, respect the engine's limitations, and make maintenance a priority rather than a chore. And always remember, a well-maintained engine is not just about performance, it's about safety and confidence on every ride. So take care of your bike, follow these tips, and you will notice a huge difference in how your motorcycle feels and behaves on the road. And before we wrap up, don't forget to like and subscribe to Motolap for more tips, guides, and reviews. Because supporting the channel helps me bring more detailed content for you. And always remember, safe ride, long life.